What's going on, everybody? Just a real quick video today with a little problem I was running into with the old 94 Jeep Cherokee XJ. My headlights were flickering on and off, so I just figured I'd replace the switch. I had a couple of extra ones laying around. I replaced the headlight switch. It's kind of a pain to replace, but I lost all instrument panel and dash illumination when I did that. So I didn't really know what was going on. I had no power to the instrument, cluster fuse on the firewall inside the truck. It all ended up being the headlight switch. So I just ended up putting in a couple of bad switches and then went out and got the right one, a brand new one, and it solved all my problems. But I didn't realize that all of the power for the fuse goes through the headlight switch and controls it there. So if you've lost power on the number 19 fuse and you have no dash illumination, it's your headlight switch. So let me show you what's going on. For all I know, this is common knowledge to all of you guys, but it's kind of a pain to do this job. Now, in order to get the headlight switch out, you have to release a button that is hidden up inside of this hole. So there's that hole there. There's one in the plastic inside of there. You have to reach your hand up in there, reach all the way up, and hit this button right here. So this is the release for the stock, or your little pull-out knob thing right here. That's what releases it, is this button. You might be able to reach it through one of those holes down there, but it would be pretty tough. So you need to release that, and then it'll pull this switch all the way out, and then you can get underneath or behind it and use a flathead screwdriver to turn out that locking ring. Sorry that the camera's not focusing. This isn't my normal camera. Anyway, turn out that locking ring and then the whole thing will come out. You'll be able to get it out from inside of here in that little cavity right back in there. That's some of the wiring for it right there. You're gonna really need to take your cluster out. In order to do that, you press down on that top tab, and then there's a tab at the bottom also right there, and then it'll pull this connector out of this Mylar conductive film right there. You don't want to tear it, so be careful with it because they just fold in. It's a super weird thing. The Mylar just folds in and makes contact in there. The only other connector you got to worry about is that one right there. You just push in on this lock tab, push in on that back lock tab, squeeze them together, wiggle it side to side and up and side to side at the same time, and it'll pop out. Then you can remove your instrument cluster. It helps to have tilt wheel. I had to take this entire lower panel off. You're going to want to have your car in neutral or first or whatever, just out of gear in order to get all this down, or else it won't work. You can't get it down. If you have a stick, obviously it's going to be different. But yeah, so disconnect your battery cable or whatever. If you want to know, that is your automatic transmission control module over there. And then if you have intermittent wipers, it's that module right there. So that's your intermittent wiper module. But if you have a problem with your headlight switch, it will affect all of the lighting for your control panel or instrument cluster, and all of the lighting for all of the switches and stuff, even the little blue one down there. Even the little blue one down there for, the ashtray illumination and all of that. But if you switch it all out, like these won't work either. But if you switch it all out, there you go. Now you've got dash illumination again. Unfortunately, if you go online or go to O'Reilly's, they didn't have this specific headlight switch, but you need this specific headlight switch for this model of truck. So what a lot of them have now is there is no ground tab, and there's like a different wiring connector that's up here at the top. Unfortunately, O'Reilly's did not have the right one. I went to Advance and they had it on the shelf, and when I looked around online, I could not find this specific one. As you can see, it's the OG Chrysler. It's got the Pentastar right up there at the top. I had a few of these. I'm on the third one. It sucks, but you can also tell because hear that lock? So that's where you turn it on and then you can dim it. Well, if you turn it backwards, there'd be another click. So whatever the other ones have, whatever feature that is, I don't know, daytime running lights or something like that, That must be what that other thing is for. But you'll be able to recognize it because there's another wiring adapter connector thing at the top. You don't want that for this truck. You want this one. Advanced has it. I wasn't able to actually find it online, really. I didn't look a ton, but I looked enough, and I just thought I was out of luck. But I ended up finding the right one. There it is. It's in. All of the instrument panel lights work. Also, whenever the headlight switch goes bad, you will not have any power on your number 19 fuse right there. So that little 5 ampere controls your instrument cluster right there. So you will not have any power there if your switch is bad. So it kind of threw me for a loop because I didn't really expect any of that. I just figured that the switch was the switch, but apparently it's not. So if you've got no dash lighting, it's your headlight switch. If none of your switch panels and all that stuff have lighting, it's your headlight switch. If your number 19 fuse does not have any power, it's your headlight switch. Getting it out sucks, so have fun with that. It is no good. I'm not a wiring guy, but it shocked me that the power loops through the headlight switch and down to the fuse panel. That's what kind of threw me off and had me suspecting all kinds of like wiring issues, or maybe I broke something in the harness or whatever. But it all turned out to be that headlight switch. So if you got to do the job, or you're having problems with your Jeep Cherokee XJ, give it a shot, see if it helps out. That's all I can tell you on it. One thing I forgot to mention about this is that there are locking tabs on this Bakelite housing or whatever resin stuff this is. So the only way that I could get the connector off is to stick a screwdriver in the front right in there and on the back and just twist it. And you'll have to pry it past these locking tabs. So just something to keep in mind. It'll catch you off guard if you're not expecting it. So, you know, there's not a lot of wire to work with in there on the harness. It is tricky to get this thing out, but keep in mind that it is tabbed there. So figure it out as you go along, but just be gentle with it or you could break it. Make sure your battery is disconnected too, or bad things can happen. Basically, that's it. Good luck if you got to do the job yourself. Thanks a lot for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.